Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name's DB333 and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the new order last days of Europe. As Spears Germany now. So in the last video, Hitler died, and civil war's broken out. It's not a nice sight. There's no denying that, but we gotta deal with what we got now. And so I'm lowering the speed just because I really do not think I can. I'll speed 3 this. I think speed 5 in the Civil War is a terrifying idea. Right now they're already attacking into so here we are. The Burgerkrieg has broken out. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly we want to do. What do we want to start with? I think let's do the People's War. No, that's Krieg. Der Volkskampf. Our army has few professional soldiers because our movement was not started by hardcore militarists, fanatical racists, or establishment Nazis. Few Wehrmacht divisions and defected and made the trip west to our lands. We, however, have something the other factions don't. The support of the people. Our war is not going to be fought by SS thugs or indoctrinated Nazis. Our fighters are the people of Germany. This is our curse and our blessing. Thousands upon thousands join our cause, willing to fight for a better tomorrow, a better Germany. Albert Speer is the nation's best last hope for a better future, and the people of Germany will rise together to make his vision a reality. So we'll have 35 days, we'll get some more organization, some more recruitable population, some better recovery rate, some more war support, and some better defense on our core territory. Which I think will be good, because we're not really going to be able to do much pushes starting off. Shoot, I'll move his tank over there just to help them out real quick. Oh. Okay, I guess if they want to leave that little bit of land open, that nice little fort, they can do that. In fact, this might open us up to get a quick little encirclement already, which is very nice. Okay, we have Heydrich starting to attack into us. Which is interesting, without a doubt. Alright. We've surrounded Bremen. Actually, you stop attacking. Is it gonna... I think the Austrian Civil War is about to pop back up, so we'll see how that ends up going. My hopes, if it's starting, my hopes, of course, are going to our man Meyer land route. Just hoping that he'll pull out the clutch victory royale with this, but it's hard to say. There we are. There goes Burgundy versus the French state. It looks like they stopped that attack over there, so I think we got the advantage. I think we're about to take Bremen. Although, they're about to take out our fellows over in Hamburg, so that's not so nice. Yeah, we can't, it looks like we can't just, you know... You win some and lose some, I guess. There goes the resistance. Can we take this a little bit? Our goal is to take just little bits of land here and there. We gotta make small little pincer movements. That's really, I think, our best bet. Although, there we go, expansion into Africa. Looks like there's a bit overlap here. No, okay, I'm not going to delete that just because it looks like it's just part of the front. Yeah, it looks like it is just part of the front. Damn. I mean, there's one tile there that's making it that we can't connect them and have them fall back where we are. That's a damn shame, too. Well, you know, I guess what are you going to do? The English Civil War begins. Okay, it doesn't look good for the resistance. Which might be better for us, honestly. Just saying. I mean, I know we're fresh off a English resistance game, and, you know, I want to root for the people I've played for before. Ooh. With the Reich tumbling headlong into chaos, with silence from Crimea has grown increasingly deafening. The home of Germany's Black Sea Fleet, with enough naval infrastructure to construct a small steel island, the bustling port has seen a huge amount of attention, with rumors of daily arrivals of gifts flooding the governor's stately home on Grothenstrasse. However, despite the constant flow of gifts into Theodorishofen, barely any information has come back out. That is until early this morning as a frenzy of communiques filled the airwaves. Famous Navy hero Karl Donitz, who took to radio around 7 a.m. to denounce the turncoats who, in Germany's darkest hour, dared to strip her of her liberties she has enjoyed since her birth. No doubt a reference to Heinz Spidel's disregard to the sanctity of a Reichstag. As he spoke, Marines in plain clothes took up key positions around the city and dockyards. By noon, the civilian governor has resigned, citing personal disagreements and a brief and likely coerced resignation. Claiming he'd wish to stay neutral in the conflict, Donitz lamented that the intrigue in Germania has finally pushed him into the only faction he felt to be true, legal government of Germany. The conservatives Martin Bormann. God damn it! No doubt as surprised at this victory as their rivals are crestfallen, several key Bormannite commanders have publicly accepted Donitz's support, claiming that only a war hero as true and pure as Karl Donitz could have seen through the thick smoke of our degenerate propaganda and into the incontrovertible will of Adolf Hitler. This is a devastating blow to our cause. Defections in the Navy have already begun, and most worryingly, there are fears that the undecided naval commanders we've spent the last few weeks wooing may now rally to Donitz's and, by extension, Bormann's banner. Blasted traitor. God damn it. That is not good. We're about to move in a bit more into Morsalanda. Curious, can we keep kind of pushing? Very inspiring indeed. There goes Ostland. In fact, we might be getting an encirclement right about now. So we got that going. Yeah, we've taken Bremen. At least we've done a little encirclement in Bremen, whether or not they'll, and we're losing our, divisions in Hamburg. Which is sad, of course, but I can think of worse things. Let's try to see if we can take, this bit. Get another encirclement going. I'll get this guy to help out, too. We're working on possibly taking Trier. And from there, we'll have a nice little encirclement where we can take out these SS degenerates. In fact, I'm thinking maybe not attack them, but head over here, attack into there, and then we can go ahead and encircle these guys. That's going to be one of his tank divisions too. That's going to be huge. There he goes with South African War. No one starts a war, or rather, no one in his senses ought to do so, without first being clear in his mind what he intends to achieve by that war, and how he intends to conduct it. Harold G. Moore, we were soldiers once, and young. I wish someone told us that before we started this fucking war. Or the other guys, I guess, because they don't really have an end game. There we are. Now that was beautiful right there. How are we doing troop-wise? We lost 21k, Heydrich has lost 3k, Goring has lost 30k, Bormann has lost no men. That is correct. Alright, so we've encircled these guys. Let's take them out. Damn, we're actually doing pretty well. It actually looks like we can go ahead and take this over. And it looks like they're falling back, which is quite interesting. It's top army. Okay. Well, I guess it's time to start pushing forward, boys. Goring is just kind of falling back. Okay, Norwegian has fallen. Can we try to take back Hamburg? Not quite. Well, we're getting there. There we are. Oh, we overran that guy. Very nice. Let's try to take Kiel. After all, if we do that, we take out their capital. Easy clap. I believe that's an official German military term that originated referring to the clapping of I was gonna make a joke there. I don't know where I'm going. Let's see. Let's get some more infantry. 2 divisions. Are we missing anything? Just anti-tank equipment, but we're working on building that. That's just gonna come in time. I gotta say, I'm impressed. This is actually going kind of well. You know, knock on wood. Africa Shield intervention. Where the fuck are the Yankees? So let's get rid of the guys there in the capital zone. We'll have one guy enter there, and then from there. Might be time to rearrange our tank divisions, honestly, send them somewhere else. I think I will do that real quick. We're going to try to cut off Heydrich's forces the best we can. Ooh! To assist us in our valiant effort against the treacherous opposition led by Hermann Göring, Reinhard Heydrich, and Martin Bormann, students across Germany have risen up and taken arms to defend democratic and morally correct rights. It is imperative that we garner the support of the students, for their help is much needed against the ruthless and perseverant SS divisions possessed by Heydrich and the well-trained armed forces units possessed by both Göring and Bormann. The support of the students will in fact be a great boon for us, as while they are not a professional fighting force, they can tie up the resources of our enemies, which will lead us one step closer to victory. Rise up, students! So I believe, yeah, we get some guys in Stuttgart. some more guys in Hamburg, which is wonderful for us. In fact, we'll go ahead and assign these guys right away. And we get guys in Königsberg, which I doubt... These guys are probably going to die. These guys are probably as likely to die as well. The Hamburg guys will live to see the tale. But you know what? They're trying, and that's all I can do. I can at least have them start sowing some chaos in Königsberg. Yes, or can I just send them over to a port? Because that might be the best move, honestly. They just walk over there. That's not what I want to do. No? Okay. It looks like that's not going to really work out well. I guess let's... The best thing I can do is try to get these guys out of Stuttgart. I think that's really the best I can do right now. Ooh! Okay, this is the first time I've seen this event. Revolution has struck the Greater German Reich. As warfare grips Europe in its steadily embrace, Norway has experienced a drastic shift in leadership following a coup by Milorg. For over 2 decades, this resistance movement has violently oppressed the administration of the Reich Commissariat Norwegian. To the forces of democracy, they are freedom fighters. To the supporters of National Socialism, they are militarist terrorists. What is indisputable is that the organization overran the city of Oslo, ousted the collaborationist rules, and established a new provisional government. Under the leadership and guidance of Knut Moyen, Norway has embarked upon the grand goal of transitioning to a functioning democracy once again. Okay, that is cool. I have never seen this before. And, wow. For them, their hope, I hope Sweden and Norway helps us, just cause, So this is interesting, because I've never seen this before, honestly. Go figure it happens during my fucking Germany Germany game. I'm still thinking of, Gang of 4 gang. So we're about to take Kiel. I'll slow down a little bit more, just because I feel like we need to milk this for content the best we can. Ooh, Bormann Citadel on the Rhine. Stuttgart has finally been overrun. The fighting that has lasted 3 days, these last few days, has finally come to an end, and a dreary silence has fallen over the once prosperous city. Many civilians try to hole up in their homes or flee as German fought German across the vast automotive complexes and corporate skyscrapers. Some early reports estimate that over 60% of a city has been destroyed, and the little housing that remains has quickly become quarters for newly arrived occupiers. So hey, students finally get housing, I guess. As most of the civilian population that remains scrounges for the few resources that lay unclaimed, only one question remains unanswered. Will Bormann return? Onwards, southern Germany begs to be liberated. So we're doing pretty well, all things considered. Taking Trier. Probably going to take Saarbrücken in a... not Saarbrücken, but Metz in a second, if I had to guess. Yeah, that works, actually. I'll have one of the Hamburg students move and take this little bit. I think I'll just garrison these guys for now. So do a fallback line. Stay there. Hold out the best you can, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Alright, I have Stifa with them. Let's go with Lexus von Rona. I appreciate their enthusiasm, I do, but it's probably not going to work out the best for them. just realistically speaking. And these guys, yeah, it's this army. I'll put you guys with this army. For now, if we break out, there might be a different deal coming up, but for now, this works. Doing well there. Oh, got another juicy encirclement lined up. Try to take Luxembourg. Actually, hold off on attacking Metz. Stop. Thanks, stop. Man, this is going great, I gotta say. And, you know, knock on wood, all that shit. I don't want to jinx things, but if it's more anti-tank, what else do we need? We'll start moving into Rostock. Once we take the Schleswig Peninsula, we'll be more or less ready to go. We'll move you in there, because I don't think we're going to take that. Just make sure they don't do any sneaky deployments on us. Okay, you guys are just going to have to hold out. You guys stop attacking. Don't waste your org. Kiel, one of Germany's greatest ports and the metaphorical gatekeeper of the Kiel Canal, has fallen. Fighting in Jutland has steadily creeped northwards. The city was not spared the horrors of war. The canal now is mostly unused. Only the husks of ships line the embankments now, with the occasional pontoon bridge dotting the landscape. The fighting in the city itself was brief but fierce. Perhaps as many as 3,000 civilians tried to escape the war zone by boat, but the harbor has been mined. Most of the shipping was sunk as a result, along with their human cargo. Göring's men, meanwhile, laced most of the major parts of Kiel with explosives, and used the resulting destruction and chaos to withdraw from the city at the expense of the civilians. I'm getting an email. I should probably check that. Göring has been driven out of a strategically important city, and the rest of Jutland lays open, but the human cost has once again been great. I'll just take a look at this real quick. It's a school thing about the power outage. Class might be canceled tomorrow. Alright. Taking classes at another college, and I don't think they're having the power outage. So, Shiza. That's not good for us, I guess. We have some decisions available. We can convert legitimacy to influence, which I think we'll do that real quick. In fact, I think we'll do another click. And this gives us some more stuff, which will give us missions to conquer certain cities. If we do that, we get a boost. If we don't do that, I forget what happens. Not much. Oh, my keys fell. Oh, well. Okay, I should check real quick. How's the air? It's not the best. We're losing. We don't have control in northwest Germany, which is our big concern. Or southern Germany. Do we have any air wings? We have some. We have nukes. Okay. We'll deploy these guys in western Germany. Try to get some air superiority. There we go. Now that'll help us a fair bit. We'll take over Luxembourg. Poor Luxembourgers. Stuck where they are. That's good. This is good. Not used to all the micro-y stuff, but it's actually working out pretty well for me. So we'll only have attack with one guy. See if we're not going to be able to get encirclement, actually. Never mind. It was a neat idea, but I guess it's just not going to work out. Okay, Shiza. Okay, now let's try that attack once more. This time... It looks like they're heading up northwards. If we take this bit of Moselland, we might be able... Ooh. Stick Saarbrücken. If we can get Heydrich out by this part of the video, sometime soon. I'm thinking in video terms, not even like timeline. That's what the grind does to you, I guess. We'll be good. Can we check? Let's check out their focus trees real quick. Why not? So we can choose... Heydrich can choose between primary support from Burgundy, Heydrich's German SS, or try to get support from the Waffen SS. And then they can start doing like terror campaigns, all this shit. They'll get a lot of support from Burgundy, but they can choose support for Heydrich or loyalty for Himmler. And the longer the war goes down, I'll explain the anarchy bit real quickly, just because we're probably not going to get to it. And I mean, if we're getting close to it, I might just have to hop into the console just to make sure we don't. Because they might have disabled it, but in case they didn't, I don't want things to get complicated. So, the German anarchy is what happens like 2 years from now. If Germany is unable to end the Civil War. So the factions get kind of screwed with. Speer has a bunch of students try to coup him. If they don't successfully do it, there's another Civil War faction. If they do, there's a bunch of students rise up and proclaim the German Socialist Republic. Now, you might be thinking, wait, how can Germany transition effectively from a purely totalitarian, brutal dictatorship state to a socialist republic? And the answer is they don't. One, the students don't really understand actual socialism because they're used to, the propaganda. They just really do it because, it's the opposite of Nazism. And two, they do denazification trials. And you might be thinking, wait, almost everyone in Germany is a Nazi. How does that work? And the answer is simple. They kill a lot of normal Germans. Are those nukes? I think those are nukes. Jesus. Anyway. Göring gets couped by a Schorner, who you might have saw the event of a bit sooner. And he's an ultra-nationalist, so that's kind of terrifying. I don't think much happens with Bormann. And what's interesting is what happened with Heydrich. After a while, Himmler just goes ahead and fucking kills him. Not to mention, annexes this little bit of land, assuming he's not out, I think. And then I don't know what happens if they still have land over here. It's hard to say. But not only that, if the anarchy starts going up, the nukes start flying. Also, Speidel will go ahead and interfere and start invading whoever's around. So let's take a look at these guys real quick, because we're not going to have them around for much longer. So let's figure out who they are. Hermann Göring. Göring... Oh, shit. Fuck. I gotta move the cord around so it doesn't start moving around randomly. Okay, fuck. Okay. Get nice and centered. Göring once made a public challenge that if any Allied bomber dare reach the Reich, that forever after he would be known as Hermann Meyer. The success of Nazism in the World War proved his bluff wise, and Göring was soon sure to cut himself a piece of the great pie that victors greedily dove into once the Allies lie destroyed. Using a mix of a somewhat political able mind in the several excessive uses of blunt force, namely in the deployment of thugs, militias, and patriots, to harass and drive off any threats to his power. Göring has centered himself as the sole politician in the Reich who truly listens to the pleas of the soldiery. Seeing no other way to power, he has surrounded himself by the uniformed sycophants who have convinced the aging Führer that the only way for the Reich to prosperity would be through the utter destruction of its enemies. Now Göring's goose step arm in arm on what many consider to be a rapid road to the destruction of the Reich. That is assuming that he is stopped, however. For one can only imagine what may happen once Göring sets his sights overseas. So Göring is basically world conquest guy. And not a lot of people in TNO try to do world conquest because, you know, it's more of a story-based mod. It's kind of impractical, realistically, for people to try to conquer the world. And it has a lot of the realistic sort of downsides that you might expect of that. Moving on, we have Bormann. Nazism has always relied primarily on two things: nationalistic sympathies towards one's own nation, and a central strongman smart enough to trample his enemies in the political game and sway the masses. None of Hitler's potential successors embodied this more than Martin Bormann, who has learned closely from the Führer in his time as his secretary and strives to emulate him in every way. In doing so, Bormann has honed in on the nationalistic sentiments of the population to convince them that he is the only man in the Reich able to keep them safe and their nation secure. Often calling himself the second Hitler to cheering masses as he fed them exactly what they wanted. The political arena has proven to be less of a battlefield and more of a shooting gallery to Bormann as well, while Bormann oft paints himself an anti-intellectual and a simpler man to the masses. In the Reichstag, he has proven himself to be a fierce negotiator, power player, and deceiver to many. While Germany is divided between himself and the others who dared fight him, the Reichstag has always been firmly under his boot. Truly, if politics could win wars, then Bormann would long ago have conquered the world. So Bormann is more or less the status quo guy. He's more or less of the opinion that things are mostly fine. We'll have to make some slight adjustments, maybe have less slaves, maybe kill less people, maybe do a little bit of reform here and there. But he wants to keep the inherent structure of Germany sane. I think he's supposed to be the canonical winner of the war, and it makes sense looking at all his land, the events saying that he gets most of the a fair bit of the army, and the fact that he ties into a lot of the national sentiments that that really amplify the Germans, or would realistically amplify them during this time. So yeah, and he can either make Germany a real contender, or maybe a bit more likely is that he kind of sets it up for a Soviet Union style collapse. There's talk about how he builds poorly regulated nuclear power plants, I think in like a Kiel in this area, and like, oh, I'm sure nothing can go wrong, so we're basically setting up like a Chernobyl type deal. There was also, you can have the second Night of the Long Knives, where he does another purge. Well, he tries to do another purge. I think if you don't do it properly, or if the AI doesn't do it properly, there will be the second Night of Long Knives, and it risks getting him cooed. And so it's just not... I'm sure it's an interesting game. I haven't tried it out yet, but it seems interesting enough. Then you have Heydrich. Now, Heydrich is a member of the Burgundian system, which, if you don't know what that is, it is somehow an ideology that is more evil and fucked up than fucking National Socialism, if you can believe that. It is fucked. And Heydrich, at least when he gets his full content, wants to make Germany just basically a Spartan state. Get rid of the decadence, destroy city living, destroy all the sort of things that come with city living, you know, roads, infrastructure, healthcare. Make every man fight for themselves. I think he'll get rid of slavery, but just because he wants to get rid of the minorities, you know, life. Take away their permission to live. To put it in a kind of memey, less serious way, because it's fucked up. So I have to find some way to make it at least kind of funny, because that's just kind of how it works. There's a bit of a. If you don't want spoilers, I think I kind of sort of spoiled it earlier. But if you don't want spoilers onto Burgundy, just cut away. The video's about to be over anyway. How it's set up right now is that... Okay, I'll put this like... Himmler wants to nuke the world. He believes that the Aryan race... The only way to save the Aryan race is through nuclear holocaust, basically. Because he's fed up with the Nazi system, all the weakness. He thinks that they failed National Socialism, so that's why he created the Burgundian system. And so, because of that, right now, if Reinhard Heydrich wins the Civil War, which is very, very hard to, if you start doing well, the other factions will work together to try to beat you back. So you have to either, you know, somehow beat them back, or you have to do some cheeky encirclement to figure that out. And when you finish that up, right now it's just set up that Heydrich just kind of goes around along with the plan. I think when they restore its full content, they're going to make it where you can try to resist, but if that happens, the SS is already in power, Himmler has his tentacles everywhere, and so you'll just get assassinated. And then the world will end through nuclear holocaust. So yeah. That's it. There are a couple spear paths, but I want to get into those another time, perhaps. Because right now... Well, right now I'm out of time anyway, but I don't really want to... I kind of hinted at some of it, but I don't want to spoil it completely, so I'll have to wait for that, but we'll get to that another time. Until then, I'm going to have to cut it here, folks, so thank you as always for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content, could you go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more uploads every weekday, as well as every Saturday. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, anything of the sort, leave in the comment section below. I read all comments I get and appreciate any all feedback you kind folks might have for me. If you want to send a few bucks my way, I have a Patreon, down link below. If you want to chat or play games, I have a Discord. If you want to just watch me do this sort of stuff live, I have a Twitch. Check that all out in the links below. That's it for now, folks. Thank you as always for watching. My name has been DB333, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.